I just cried about Steven Universe 5 minutes ago. Let's play Love Like You. The chords that you're going to need for the first verse are D sharp, F minor, G minor, G sharp minor. There is a alternate fingering for that if you want it. C7, F, A sharp, and D sharp major 7. For that G sharp minor, your alternate fingering is going to be playing just on these bottom 3 strings. And it's the same shape, just excluding that top string so that you don't have to stretch your fingers quite so far. And the reason that that works is because when you have the all 4 fingers down, this top string, that note is repeated down here in the second from the bottom. So even without this top string, you still have all 3 notes of the chord that you need. Just make sure when you play that you are not including this top string, because listen to how that sounds. That's a totally different chord. We don't want that here. Just play the bottom 3 strings, which will be a little bit easier when we're doing finger picking, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you a few options for the strumming / finger picking here. Obviously, you can always just go on down strums the whole time, just 1 per chord. You can also do, if you want to strum, I'm going to play a D sharp minor just to demonstrate. You can play down, up, down, up, up. And for the finger picking, which is what I'm planning on demonstrating for this, we're going to have our fingers positioned, thumb on the top string, and then continue all the way down. We're going to pick our pointer finger, and then the rest of them. So 1 and 1 and 1 and. There's a few different chord progressions in this song. There are 2 major ones which repeat in the verses over and over again. So let's go through what those are. We have D sharp to F minor, to G minor, to G sharp minor. So those are 4 chords. We're going to call that one progression, and we're going to try those 4 chords on that finger picking pattern. So that's 1 and make sure that when you get to that G sharp minor, if you are playing this alternate fingering with just the bottom 3 strings, that you're going to just pick your first finger and then your bottom 2 fingers. So you're not using your thumb at all for that G sharp minor if you're on the alternate fingering. I do highly recommend trying the stretched fingering. It's good to always learn new things, but maybe if there's a lot of other things that are new to you in the song, maybe you leave the G sharp minor for tomorrow, you know? But try it sometime. So let's loop this first chord progression a few times. We're going to start on D sharp, and when you get to the G sharp minor, just repeat from the D sharp again. Just loop it a few times. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. D sharp, F minor, G minor, G sharp minor, again, D sharp, F minor, G minor, G sharp minor, one more time, D sharp, F minor, G minor, G sharp minor. Cool, let's put that chord progression to the first 2 lines of the song. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. If I could begin to be half of what you think of me. Very nice. The next chord progression is D sharp, C7, F, and A sharp. Let's try that chord progression a few times without the words. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. D sharp, C7, F, A sharp. One more time. D sharp, C7, and F, A sharp. You're done. Now let's put that with the words. 1, 2, 3, ready, and I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. Great, now let's put those 2 chunks of the first verse together. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. Great, this next chunk is the same as above, but with just different words, and at the end, instead of just going, learn how to love, you end on like you, and the chord for that is going to be a D sharp major 7, and you just finger pick it the same way you would, love like you. So let's take that entire chunk of that verse. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Now we have this little interlude section. For most of this section, you're actually just going to be switching between that G minor and D sharp, which is nice because it's literally just sliding your middle finger over. So that's nice and simple. We love it when it's simple. And then on the last line of this, you're going to continue with your G minor to D sharp to G minor, and then instead of going back to G sharp again, you're going to go to your F minor, strum that twice, and then switch to your A sharp. Play it twice as well. So let's include that D sharp major 7 from before at the beginning of this, because it is actually on the first beat of the next measure where this section starts, so it'll be a little bit easier to count it if you include that D sharp major 7. I'm gonna sing Learn How to Love Like You, and on you is when you're gonna play that D sharp major 7 and when you'll start playing with me. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. Next we have the bridge, and the chords that you're going to need here are G sharp, which also has an alternate fingering, which we'll talk about in a sec, G sharp minor, G minor, C sus4, A sharp, G diminished, F6, which you can alternately play in F, but the F6 is more correct, and A sharp 7. I know that sounds like a lot of new chords, but you really only play each of them once, excluding G sharp, which G sharp is like a mainstay from here on out, actually. So for that G sharp, speaking of which, you can also do the same thing as we did with our G sharp minor, where you just strum the bottom 3 strings, and you exclude that top string. And again, that's exactly the same reason, because second from the bottom is mirrored in that top string. So if you just exclude it, it's still a G sharp. Let's play the first 4 chords of this song, which are going to be G sharp minor, G minor, and C sus4. Let's play those 4 chords without the words, starting on G sharp. 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. G sharp minor, G minor, C sus4. A really helpful tip for this song, if you are having any trouble with getting the chord switches in time, as long as you actually have this second string, the second from the top, where your pointer finger is plucking, ready on the first beat, you actually still have another beat to get the rest of your fingers into place. So a lot of the time I'll go like, here's my first finger down, and then I find the rest of the strings for the full strum. Let's take that part with the words, and I'm gonna bring you in by playing just the last bit of the last line. So it's gonna be F minor, another F minor, and then A sharp, and on the second A sharp you're gonna come in, I always thought I might be, right? Thought I might be bad, now I'm sure that it's true, 'cause... And for this next chunk, the only thing that's going to be different is that G diminished at the end is going to get just a full strum. I think we probably have the finger picking down by this point, and we've already played all of these chords in this song, so let's just go through these next 2 lines all together. 1, 2, 3, ready, and 'cause I think you're so good, and I'm nothing like you. For the second half of the bridge, you're only going to finger pick the first 3 chords, so G sharp minor, and G minor. And then when you get to F6, you're just going to strum for the next 3 chords. The timing from the A sharp to the A sharp minor is also a little fast, so it's just going to be special. So spe gets A sharp, and shul gets A sharp 7. Let's take that second chunk. 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. Great, now we're to the second verse, and let's take this whole first chunk because it's the same as the first verse. The only difference is that that A sharp at the very end is just going to get 1 strum. 1, 2, 3. Ready and go. If I could begin to do something that does right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. You're gonna hold that for just a second. And the second half is also the same, except for on like you, you're going to play a G sharp on you. And let's take that chunk. 1, 2, 3, ready and go. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I would even learn how to love like you. And now we're on our outro. Our outro is going to be very similar to the interlude that we played in the middle there. So you're going to end on like you on your G sharp, and then you're going to switch to your G minor, to D sharp, to G minor again, to D sharp, to G minor again, D sharp, one more G minor, and then you're going to end on D major 7. Sorry, the D sharp major 7, I misspoke, but it's the same chord you've been playing. All right, let's take that. 1, 2, 3, ready and like you. Love like you. Love me like you. And that's everything you need to know. If this video has been helpful, please make sure to subscribe, and let's do a full run through. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true, 'cause I think you're so good, and I'm nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. If I could begin to do something that does right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. Love me like you. So good, and I'm nothing like you. Did I fucking decide that was actually a C7? And I'm nothing like you. D, yes, G diminished, let's go, G diminished. Well, now I have to reteach this entire bridge.